Sometimes we're always looking for happiness in our lives, but that can backfire. But choosing purpose readily fails. So it means figuring out your purpose in life, given your unique set of talents and capacities. So very similar to what Tina, Laura, and Stacy said. And to go back to what Stacy mentioned about your thinking and your thoughts, like what do you want to keep? What's serving you? What's not serving you anymore? And one of the analogies that I came across that I really liked is it's like cleaning your house. So you go through each room in your house and you look at what thoughts are there and decide, is this serving me? And you can move forward from there.
Hello, I'm Debbie Shadid, the host of the Life Coach Business Building Podcast. If you are ready to have more clients in your life coach business, then you're in the right spot. Each week, I'm going to teach you super simple strategies to grow your business without feeling overwhelmed and without spending money on paid ads. Now, if that sounds interesting, stick around and let's get started. Welcome to today's podcast. I am very, very excited to introduce you to some speakers from my upcoming summit. You guys have heard me talk about this, the Design, Live, Thrive Summit on January 13th and 14th. So today I'm going to be talking to 5 of the speakers. If you guys haven't signed up, you need to get over there and sign up. DesignLiveThrive.com and save your spot. So let's go around today and I want to introduce you to each one of the speakers. I also want to have them share a little bit about their coaching business, what brought them to coaching. And then you guys, we're going to talk a little bit more about what they're going to be teaching you at the summit. So if you're attending, you're going to get to hear a taste of what's going to happen on our summit. All right, Thais, we'll start with you. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us who you coach and a little bit about your business.
Well, thank you so much for having us here today, Debbie. I coach women with the picture perfect life. Everything is in place, but they feel stuck and they just want to enjoy the lives that they have here right now. And that is what I'm talking in the summit. And I'm so excited about this topic, especially during this time of the year when you're just planning about our future and we just want to see what we're going to do. And then you get stuck on but what do I want? Right? You just don't know what you want. And then you just get stuck with those little goals that you are now really excited about anyways. It's like lose weight or run or right? It's just like goals that you know you're not passionate about. But I am so excited to teach you how to actually figure out and discover what you truly want for this 2023, just to make it different than 2022 was.
Yeah, I think we're all guilty of just picking goals and resolutions that are kind of like rinse and repeat, and we never actually accomplish them, right? So that's going to be your approach to help people really figure out. And I think everybody's looking to inspire women to do bigger and better things in their life in 2023. So thank you for that. Tina, introduce yourself. Tell us who you coach, what you do, and a little bit about your business.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here today, Debbie. Thank you. I'm Tina Andrews, and I work primarily with women in midlife that are going through transitions where they're looking for renewed purpose and joy in life. And a lot of that comes just from personal experience. I've been coaching for 10 plus years, but I'm just in the process of rebranding and shifting things a little bit and working. As women, we go through this midlife reawakening, I call it. And so during the summit, I'm excited to talk about some tools that I use during my process as tools or exercises to help us find out what we really need to feel fully alive. I mean, we all have the basic human needs, but as far as realizing how we reach those needs, I find that when we're in alignment with what's most important with us, that we have a much more joyful and fulfilled life.
Well, that sounds amazing. I'm excited to hear everybody's talk. Honestly, 2 days of learning is going to be a great way to set everybody up for an amazing year. All right, Stacy, take it away.
Hi, Debbie. Yeah, so I'm Stacy Bonson, and I coach midlife women on how to pretty much that they can reinvent themselves at any age, create a fulfilling life just to look forward to every day without the fear that it's too late. I feel like I went through this transition myself at 49. I'm not 49 anymore. But when I did, I was like, oh no, like what's next? I felt like the days blended into the weeks, into the months. And I was like just existing. And I decided that that's just not how I was going to live anymore. And so I made I actually hired a coach myself and just learned to live more of a deliberate life and to make choices that I wanted to create a future that I looked forward to versus just kind of existing because I didn't know what was next. But it's true, though, at any age, we can just decide what's next. And it takes a lot of mindset work and a lot of thought work to create the confidence to live into that. But you really can have a life full of joy and look forward to every day again. So.
Yeah. So all the ladies that are on this podcast, for those of you listening, are all kind of talking about some similar themes for women. They all come from their own personal experience. They have some different types of certifications and different coaching experience. I will say we are going to have several different types of conversations at the summit. We'll be doing a podcast coming up on health and wellness. We'll have several speakers on that. We also have a group of speakers that are going to be talking about family kind of things, whether we're talking about coaching for your kids or preparing to take care of your loved ones, your aging loved ones. So we're going to be having all the topics, but today we're just focused mostly on women. So Laura, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us who you coach.
Sure. Hi, I'm Laura McGill, and the name of my company is Expand Your Possibilities. And where that came from was I was stuck in a career for many decades, and I just felt very unfulfilled, burnt out, was taking care of everyone else's needs but myself, right? Taking care of my boss and my kids and everybody but me, and just felt like I needed a change. So I hired a coach, and she really helped me expand my possibilities and taught me to slow down and stop doing so much and to be more. So the insights I have from working with many women is that, we just say yes to everyone else and kind of ignore our own desires and needs and just leave ourselves feeling empty. So what you're going to learn today or, in the summit from me is how to say yes to yourself and how to be more self-compassionate. Because what we do is as well, when we don't meet up to these perfectionist kind of responsibilities, doing it all and doing it all well, that we tend to not be so kind to ourselves. So we're going to learn to be a little bit more self-compassionate and to see how that can really help us say yes to ourselves and achieve our goals.
Oh, so I want to tell you, that sounds so exciting. The idea of this summit came to me for, those of you guys who are wondering what this is all about. I thought there's so many women that don't understand coaching. We here all understand coaching because we all hired coaches and that brought us to this place. But so many people could, benefit from coaching. In fact, I think everybody needs a coach, at least one coach, right? So I want to have you guys that are listening to have an opportunity to be able to see, just have a glimpse of what each one of these ladies' specialties are, have a glimpse into what it would look like to make that particular shift in your life. So Aida, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us who you coach.
My name is Aida Maconan Lopez, and I am the midlife upgrade coach for women. My coaching business is Aida Life Coaching. You can find me at aidalifecoaching.com. And for the summit, I'll be talking about how to find joy, health, and happiness in midlife. There's this perception that midlife could be anywhere from 40 to 65. I'm right in the middle of it. I'm 55. And so I'm very passionate about helping other women discover that having a midlife crisis isn't, it's not like that's what everyone has to go through. It can actually be the next best chapter in your life. So I really want women to find the joy, health, and happiness in midlife, improve their relationships, feel better about whether they have a career or they want to start a new business. It's just the beginning.
Yeah, so good. All right, I'd love to go around now, and I would like to hear from each of you, maybe like a key takeaway that they would have, a thought, a change, a shift that they walk away with after listening to you from your summit workshop. Thais, you want to start?
Yes. So one of the concepts that I love the most in the whole life coaching industry, because I talk about this a lot, it's the whole future self, right? How can you create that person that you want to become? But we will discover together that it's not something outside of you that you just form in your mind. Yes, you do use your imagination, but then it's within you and you get to reach that to make it real in your life right now. But we can make that real until you discover what is it that you want. Mm-hmm. So that's a little bit of the teaser. It's that it's not just setting up a goal. It's so much deeper than that. It's really setting up who you want to be and become in this new year.
I love it. That sounds amazing. Tina, how about you? You want to share a little bit about what somebody could expect to take away when they meet with you?
Yeah, well, on the summit, I'll be talking about the 6 human needs. It's a concept from Tony Robbins, and it's something that was really integral in my life, was digging down into that. So I'll just be sharing the concepts. So with the 6 human needs, we can meet them in a positive or an empowering way or a disempowering way. And when we start to understand why we're doing something with our behaviors, it changes the whole game. We can see things through a different lens. And for me and for a lot of the women I've worked with, they've just had aha moments like, oh, this is why I've always been drawn to this, or this is why I keep repeating these patterns, because it's meeting so many of these needs, and we can look at different ways of meeting those needs. So it's just kind of an eye-opening, a glimpse into this process to see how you might look at life through a little different lens and how you could make some shifts in the new year.
So you might be able to better understand if you had a bad habit that you want to break as part of your goals for the new year, you might have a better idea, is what you're saying about that through the talk that you're going to be explaining the 6 human needs to us.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right. Okay. Stacey, you're on.
Hi. Yeah. What I'm going to pretty much teach everybody is that you don't have to wait for until life isn't hard anymore until you decide to be happy. That you will find out a lot of times everyone wants to just change their actions. Hence, like I know one of the ladies mentioned the New Year's resolutions and all that kind of thing, but it really is just changing your mindset about what your life currently looks like and what it can look like. We all want to go straight to the action list versus creating a new way of thinking about our life. And once you learn how to create the new way of thinking, you're going to just have so much clarity about like who you are, what you think about yourself, what you believe, what your purpose is, and what your future really looks like. So in an all-encompassing kind of way, it's as simple and as difficult as that, but it really is just a shift in your mindset that can then create the actions that you're looking for to have a new version of yourself.
All right. And you're helping women kind of reinvent themselves.
Yeah. And a lot of times we think that we have to throw away the current us to have this new us, but you could be actually really happy in your life where you are now with just a couple little things that you're not fulfilled with. And a lot of times, in midlife, our children have graduated. It's me and my husband now or something of nature. And like, what's left? Like, what's next for me and myself? So all the things that I used to believe about myself, I might not believe anymore because I've outgrown those thoughts or something. So in reinventing yourself, you're almost thinking like, this is a thought. Do I still want to think it or don't I want to think it? And just questioning that is enough and saying, yeah, I really do still want to think this, or no, I don't want to think this anymore. And then we can move forward fairly quickly to say, what do we want to think and believe about ourselves? And what do we want this life to look like? So it's just a matter of taking the old thoughts, just kind of looking at them and deciding if it's something we want to continue with. And if it isn't, what else can we kind of do and think instead about certain topics?
One of the great things about coaching that has been a takeaway for me in my own growth through coaching is just the awareness that all of you guys are going to bring to people that they do have some options to decide to think something different. Mm-hmm. Like it can be as simple as that you can choose to think anything you want, really. But we don't spend enough time, I think, as women to sit down and really give ourselves the time to think through those things. But each of you in your talks, of course, we're going to walk people through some questions that they could, answer themselves to be able to make some changes. So thank you, Stacey. All right, Laura, how about you? What would you hope for somebody to have as a takeaway? I know your story is good. So what's your takeaway that you want somebody to have after they meet with you at the summit?
Well, what you just said is a great segue into what I was going to say, and that's that power of awareness. So really, instead of just subconsciously thinking thoughts that self-sabotage our efforts and saying yes to ourselves, to really just have that awareness of what am I thinking and having the power to choose thoughts that are kinder and more compassionate and that will compel us to continue to say yes to our own health or our own well-being or our own, passions and desires. So As an example, and we'll do an exercise to help bring this out of them. But just as an example, I had a client who was just dedicated her life to her career in law, but just is miserable and really wants to get out and do something much more creative, entrepreneurial. And I asked her why she thinks she's stuck. And she said, well, I'm too old. It's too late and I'm too old. And I said, aha. It's that thought that is stopping you from moving forward. So we talked about it and I was like, is it true? And she discovered that there was a better thought for her that would be much more self-compassionate and help propel her forward. So she's like, you know what? After she thought about it for a while, she said, I could really bring more value to the world. And with that shift, she's now pursuing her dreams. So there's an example.
Oh my gosh. Like coaching in a way is like you almost hold up a mirror in front of somebody and are able to help them see things that they could not see before. Sometimes that are such small shifts that can create such big, big, meaningful changes in somebody's life. So that's exciting. All right, Aida, you're up next. Tell us what you hope for somebody to kind of take away from your talk at the summit.
Well, in terms of a little tidbit teaser, I did quite a bit of research in preparation for the summit on women in midlife. And what I found fascinating is that the female brain actually gets stronger and better in midlife and beyond. And another interesting fact is that women over 50 start more businesses than any other age group. 3 things I'm going to touch on that I hope people take away from the summit is there's kind of 3 main areas. So it's about engaging in your life, choosing where you invest your energy intentionally. Another interesting subject that I studied was that there was a 20-year study done measuring all areas of well-being in women in midlife. And they found that choosing purpose over happiness was the way to go. Sometimes we're always looking for happiness in our lives, but that can backfire. But choosing purpose rarely fails. So it means figuring out your purpose in life, given your unique set of talents and capacities. So very similar to what Tina, Laura, and Stacy said. And to go back to what Stacy mentioned about your thinking and your thoughts, like what do you want to keep? What's serving you? What's not serving you anymore? And one of the analogies that I came across that I really liked is it's like cleaning your house. So you go through each room in your house and you look at what thoughts are there and decide, is this serving me? And you can move forward from there.
So good. All right. Does anybody want to add anything that we should tempt somebody with? You guys are welcome to just speak up. Anything else you want somebody to know about your talk? I do want to let you know that I will include all of the coaches' contact information, their website, social media in the show notes, because you could start your journey to improving your life today and not wait until we have the summit. You could give yourself that gift right now. So does anybody want to add anything else as far as what you're going to cover or what you want to tease or tempt somebody with?
So my goal is to, people look at midlife as it's a flyover heading to the end of life, and that midlife is a crisis, but it's actually a time of renewal. And I want to encourage women to tell themselves that they are in a renewal, not a crisis. They're not in a prolonged stall. They're just shifting gears. And I want women to be excited and truly believe that they have the power to create their next best chapter. And now is the time. So don't waste another moment.
Yeah, so good. I want to mention, we're all kind of talking right here about women and improving women's lives. You're talking about being over 50. Thais got younger kids at home. Laura's got younger kids at home. We're going to be covering topics that support women who have kind of families in all ranges. Anybody else want to add to what you're going to be talking about at the summit or what you want women to know today?
There's a quote, and I think it really encapsulates what I'm trying to help women do. And it's, as you grow older, you will discover that you have 2 hands, one for helping yourself and the other for helping others. And that's by Maya Angelou. And I just think that in the summit, I'm going to give you permission to say yes to yourselves, because by spreading yourself too thin, you're not helping anybody, and you'll be much better service to others if you serve yourself first, right? So you got to fill your own cup. And in the summit, I will give you that permission, and your life is going to be better balanced, more healthy, and fulfilling as a result.
Oh, wow. All right, Thais, go for it.
I was just going to say that we've been working this summit for a few weeks now, and I am always so impressed with what each coach has to bring. all of us here, we have done the work for ourselves and we continue to do. And just seeing the progress of the first ideas, what we had and what we have right now, even listening to all of them speaking about this right now is just so exciting. And I am super excited for the summit. I think it's going to be phenomenal. Women all over the world are coming and it's going to be very fun and fulfilling and exciting. And yes, I'm just very happy to be here with this group and be a part of the summit.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited too. So I want to shift gears just a little bit and I want to talk about the work that we have done. So I know if you're listening to this podcast, it's likely that you're a coach and that you're here because you're working on building a business, a coaching business. And so that's what these ladies are doing too. And I'll just give you a quick backstory that when I was thinking about these women growing their businesses, I had two objectives in mind. And one was, how do I get them in front of more people? And how do we also help those people understand the benefits of coaching? Now, we do that through the copywriting that we do and the marketing that we do, email and workshops and social media, all of that we work on when we do the work inside the Business Building Boutique. But my thought was this summit was a great opportunity for you guys as my clients to really hone your message, to get very clear about that, but also to give an opportunity for women to just have a glimpse into what coaching with each of you could be like. So do you guys want to talk a little bit about kind of the process of pulling? We've been hard at it, I'll tell you that, pulling your talk together or how you decided, and want to share any details with anybody who is, thinking about growing their business, kind of what this has been like?
I have to say that there was a lot of topics I felt like I could have spoken about, right? It's so vast, but in talking to this group and introducing the different ideas that were possible for the summit, they really, as being great coaches, honed in on when my inflection changed and my body language changed and how I was really passionate about one particular topic. And that was interesting to me because that's what coaches do, right? We notice things, we observe things, and we hold up that mirror that you were talking about. So that was insightful to me that, they were able to do that for me. And that's what we do for other people. And that really helped me pull together what I was going to do for the summit.
That's interesting because I should share that we had lots of extra coaching sessions with the summit speakers. And what Lori's talking about is that we met together and we had, a 2 or 3 hour discussion about what our anticipated topics would be. And we all wanted to be able to provide a variety of topics from different points of view. And everybody was so good at noticing like, oh yeah, that's the best topic that people want to hear about. Or that's, like you said, Laura, the best topic for you to share. So it's been a challenging and exciting process with a lot of extra work. So you guys have all written your workshops, done your speeches, really thought through exactly. Aida, it sounds like you've done a lot of research.
Yes, fascinating. Learning about myself.
Learning about yourself. That's right. That's right. Anybody else want to share about kind of what it's been like to put the talk together? And also, before I let you talk, what you think you will do with this talk that you now have created to build your business further in the future?
I think it's interesting, Debbie, when we start working with you, one of the things that you teach us is to really hone in the message and see what you want to be knowing, right? As life coaches, we can coach on anything, really. So it's like Laura was just saying, it's hard for you to get one topic and say, okay, I go with this, small topic, and that's all we're going to talk about, because we have so many ideas. We just want to expand everything. And this specific talk, I feel like it was really well designed to see what I want to always talk about, right? So I can use this talk right now anywhere. I can go to podcasts. I can go to Instagram lives with peers and different coaches. And I know the message that I have to share. I don't need to keep coming up with new ideas. And this topic, it's the whole, right? It's everything that I talk about, but it's the main point. And I think that was very helpful, that now I know I have already something that I can present in different summits. I can present to other coaches. It just made it all so much easier, even to be known as someone like I really want to be known as the future self-coach, right? So how can I do that? It's presenting the same message over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, getting better and better at your message every time you do it too. So,
Yeah.
All right, Stacey.
Yeah, I think the one thing I wanted to mention is that what we all are in this industry for is because we really truly do want to help people. And we know that based on our experiences that you don't have to live like this anymore, whatever like this means to you. And it was interesting as we're talking, Debbie did keep reminding us and we kept reminding each other and saying, what is it that our audience really needs? And what can we do to truly authentically help women across the board in any aspect of their life and kind of hone in on that so that we all do. Because everyone is so, I think, very just intelligent and really does want to offer as much as of themselves as they possibly can. Like, how can we all kind of differentiate our message a little bit, but then make sure our audience has some takeaways that they can learn from it just by attending the summit? And I personally would love to work with each one of the women and have them coach me all day long, but because they're all so good. And that's something I learned too. But Debbie, I think it's great as a team when we are on that call and everyone is truly just helping each other to get to the end result. But you keep us, on task and on point and make sure that, it's very a supportive environment to work with. So.
Yeah, thank you. I think for sure, we all want the listeners to leave the summit and be empowered with tools and ideas and awareness and just a new perspective on, to take Laura's word, what's possible for you in 2023. Tina, did you want to add?
Yeah, I was just going to say what a great opportunity this has been. One, I love collaborating with others and to be able to hear what the other women are speaking about and all has been great. And also putting on a summit like this is a huge undertaking. And I know you've done so much work, but it's been like a plug and play, right? As far as knowing the content and how to run through that and the marketing and all the different pieces. So not only are we coming out with a signature talk, but we're also learning a lot along the way with all the pieces of the puzzle that you have to put into effect to pull off something like this. So it's been a great learning experience for me. And I appreciate all that you've done to put it together.
Well, thank you. I am going to have, by the way, since this is a podcast you're listening to, in January, I'm going to do a recap of this summit and the key takeaways from a business point of view. But I'm also going to be having a real in-depth time with my clients to really let them see exactly what I did to put this together. We're going to put all of the marketing details together so that everybody here that I work with can have the same opportunity to go and do this in their business too. So this summit format or workshop or whatever it's going to be in your business, when we work together, this will be something for sure going forward that everybody can benefit from. And just knowing how to do a signature talk. I mean, it's like once you do it one time, now you can do it again. But sometimes you just need that starting point. So I appreciate every one of you. Does anyone want to add anything before we wrap it up today? All right. I will see you guys all January 13th and 14th at our summit. It is going to be fast paced, you guys. I'm just going to tell you, these ladies have 30 minutes to talk and they're going to give you their best in 30 minutes. We are going to have time for you guys to get questions answered and to have some open coaching. So I want you to be there all day long, ready to take notes, both on Friday and Saturday, the 13th and 14th of January. So go register right now, designlivethrive.com. You guys, every one of you, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being amazing. And I'll see y'all very soon. Okay, ladies, that is it for today. Before we go, I want to invite you to head over to debbieshada.com. I have this incredible Canva training specifically designed for life coaches where I'm going to teach you how to use Canva to create beautiful graphics to market your life coaching business. All right, have an amazing week. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.